This is Andy with Rivers Home Inspections, and the house I'm inspecting today is a flip. So whenever I'm inspecting a house as a flip, I'm always very cautious because there are really two types of flippers. Flippers who are very good and do things right, and then flippers who are really bad and know how to make a house look good. So that's kind of the situation I'm at today. Let me show you something I find commonly with electrical outlets on houses that are flipped. All right, this is the outlet we're going to be testing. I have two different testers hooked up to it. The top one is just a very basic, standard home inspector electrical outlet tester. You plug it in, and then a series of lights light up, and you find out, okay, does it have one of these common problems? Or if the center and right light turn on, like this one is, it's supposed to be wired correctly. But because I don't really trust house flippers, and this is very cheap technology, I went out and purchased an industrial grade outlet tester. And so this is going to give us the real story behind this outlet, if it's been wired wrong or if it's okay. So we have this F right in the center that's blinking, and that means that this outlet has a false ground. And that basically is done by house flippers so that it'll fool a normal inspector's test equipment. So this is how flippers trick those cheap outlet testers. A outlet that's been properly wired with a ground wire has a hot, a neutral, and the ground wire. However, on older homes, the ground wire did not exist, so you only had the hot and the neutral. So what is going on here? What happens is they've taken a little jumper from where the ground wire should be to the neutral. And so this little jumper wire right here is tricking the outlet tester, because when it goes in, it is sensing that there's some current, that there's some connectivity between these two, and it doesn't realize that that's because it was jumped. But the industrial grade outlet tester tells me that we have a false ground. This is a false ground. This is a proper ground, separate wires. So there are really two reasons why house flippers are going to wire an outlet like this. The first reason is if you have a really old home, just say pre-1950s, late 1800s. A lot of times the older wiring is knob and tube, the very original wiring, and they want to hide the fact that they have old wiring behind the walls that you really need to have entirely ripped out. So they make it look like you have modern wiring. Another reason you want this ground wire is because it provides a lot of safety as far as if there's an unsafe electrical surge in your power. This right here functions as an emergency escape route for that surplus energy.